Hey, this is Faye, and today I still don't have any internet. Hopefully I will soon, so that I can get this video out to you guys and get back into the online world, I guess. But hi, it's been forever. I've missed you guys. So we're gonna do things a little bit differently today, and we're gonna do it differently because we have to. I don't actually have access to Final Fantasy. Well, I do have access to Final Fantasy. I can run it from my notepad, which, by the way, good on you, Notepad-kun. I am officially impressed. But it is running without any shadows or any effects or anything, and it's running on my phone's internet. So as you might imagine, asking it to record on top of that is just really not gonna happen. So today is gonna be me talking a little bit about thoughts and feelings and update you guys on where I'm at, I guess. And then we're gonna sketch a little bit of fan art in the background. And today's victim is gonna be Ysayle, and as you can see, I'm sketching her here in clip art, and then I'm probably gonna try to take her into Illustrator and try to make her into a vector art, because I'm trying to get better at this. This is also partly why I have a new avatar, you probably noticed by now. And I'm trying to get better at it and faster at it so that I can also make avatars for other people and maybe do some videos where I put in avatars while people talk. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, we're gonna try to make her into a vector art. I'm trying to practice how to do that. I did try to find a free alternative to Illustrator because not everybody has access to the Adobe package. I am super lucky that I have access to that through my work. So I wanted to find a free alternative, and I found Inkscape, and it is great, but it keeps on crashing. So for today, at the very least, until I figure out what is wrong and fix it, we are gonna use Illustrator. But one of the things that I feel is so great about doing vector art, aside of the fact that you can scale it up crazily, is the fact that you can do this with a mouse. And you can make very small edits to your drawing relatively easily, so that if you want to make an avatar, it's really easy to just move the moving parts around, I guess. So hopefully in the future I will make some how to do this easily tutorials or something like that, so that you guys can get inspired and make some lovely Final Fantasy art. I guess this process of finding solutions and fixing this has also been hampered by the fact that I have no internet. It's really been in the way of a couple of things, honestly, because one of the things that I was actually doing for Final Fantasy was that I was making a challenge for myself. Because I've gotten a lot of people who came by my Mutamix skill making video, and they sort of comment that the materia market is terrible right now, and this is true. Right. Between the fact that they changed how materia are extracted, and there's been such a long time between patches, so people have gotten a lot of the battle materia already. I've bought a lot of battle materia cheaply, I'm not gonna lie, and that I expect to be able to either transmute or use or sell. But right now is a really crazy bad time for materia, and so I figured, you know what, I'll make a challenge for myself. And so I took an alt and I moved her to another server, and I did this because housing situation and helping some people out and whatnot. But then I figured, okay, so this market is legit terrible. This is a high population server and stuff really does not sell for very much. And I figured, okay, well, let's see if you can actually make money just doing Mutamix. No roulettes, no maps, no ventures, which, by the way, you should be doing. I'm not saying you shouldn't be doing that. Do all of the things that you can. The more measures you have for that little bit of income each day, the better. But I just wanted to see, was it possible to get from almost nothing, or, well, that sounds so conceited, from very little gil, because you can easily get to 50,000, that was my starting point. From 50,000 gil, how fast can you get to 1,000,000? And so I decided I was only allowed to use the Mutamix method, I was only allowed to invest the gil that I got. So if I ran out of gil, I couldn't use any of the gil that I brought with me that got put on other retainers. I was only allowed to use 2 retainers, and I was only allowed to use 20 minutes on it per day. And I recorded that. And I got really far, and I got up to 100,000, and then I think 150,000. I reinvested all of it down to 400 gil, and I was sort of biting my nails going, oh shit, if this doesn't sell, I am fucked. And then I put all of the things on sale, and now I have had no internet, and I've logged in and I've seen that most of my things have sold. So congratulations, I guess. I'm over the 1 million, but I couldn't record day by day what sold from that 150,000 or 200 or something thousand and then up to the 1 million. So I'm gonna try this again on another server, probably, or well, I don't know. This is still a terrible sales server, I guess. But I am willing to take suggestions. If you guys have a server where you think this is the server where it's impossible to make gil right now with this method, then toss it my way, and I'm gonna try. And we're gonna see if it might actually not work, right? Legit, this might be a terrible method right now. But I can just say that on the server I tried it on, it did work. It did work. I did get up there. And I think it took me, 20 days of 20 minutes and just doing materia. Just two retainers, 20 days, just doing materia, 20 minutes per day. And that translated 50,000 gil into 1 million. So yeah, that is a challenge that we can leave open for now. As I said, I'm willing to try other servers and see if this can be replicated. We'll see. But right now, it is a bad time for materia, and it'll be a lot easier when we hit December and the last leg of the Ishgardian restoration will hit. As far as I can see, it doesn't look like it should be the last. Like, it looks like there should be one more. But I think I heard somewhere that this will be the last. So everybody who wants the Saint of the Firmament title, they will be fighting this time around. Anybody who wants a title to prove that they were part of this, they will be doing this time around. And the recipes, if they're gonna do like they did last time, they will be pretty tough to get reliably good results. And you want to be frugal with your ingredients, because you will need a lot of material if you're gonna do the smaller crafts. So you want them as high as possible. And if you're doing the expert crafts, then you absolutely need to overmeld your stuff. I don't think that there are lots of ways to do that reliably without having the best gear and overmelding it. And they've made overmelding easier, so I don't know. I feel like materia is gonna go up again. It has already gone up quite a bit. I am of the opinion that I don't necessarily lower my prices when the market goes down. I just keep my stuff up, because then eventually it might rise back up to meet it. And then if it hasn't after a couple of months, then maybe I'll regulate the price a little bit. But otherwise I can afford to turtle it, I guess. And I have noticed that a couple of my materia that I put up for a lot have started to sell again. So maybe it's already turning, who knows. Other than that, I will make a video where I will showcase where to get the extra material that you might need for the Ishgardian restoration, so that you can either get it easily or gather more than what you need and put some on the market, or just go and say, okay, what can I get on this map that will be relevant to people, and then just get a lot of it and get rich, basically. I think that is where I'm at on Gil right now. I don't do Gil videos right now because I honestly don't have anything new to say. We're in a lull, and we will experience a boom again soon. Or, well, we'll experience that the market gets better at the very least, if not a downright boom. Let's see, where are we at with this drawing? I really love Ysayle. I didn't immediately connect with her. I didn't necessarily feel like the trope was that interesting or that well done to begin with. But then we got on that, for lack of better words, we got on that road trip with Estinian. And she just grew so much in my esteem over that. Because you got to see the person behind, you got to see her humanity, you got to see her heart, which is anything but ice. And you got to see her vision and got to know her. And there are just so many characters that grow and become great characters because of great interactions they have with other characters. And in a way, Estinian is a perfect foil for her because he is so stoic and jaded and she's so hopeful and determined. And that was just really nicely done, Square Enix. Like, props to you. And I also like her design. She has this really long, flowy hair, which, by the way, I kind of have hair that is very, very long too, so I can relate to this. Like this, right now I'm drawing it all over the place because this is how I feel my own hair is. It is just everywhere. And then I also feel like she was one of the characters who got a nice ending. The game has allowed her to get a hero's ending. And the game has also allowed her to still exist. She's not forgotten, but she's not gonna revive. She's not gonna pull a Menophilia on us. As you can probably tell, this is recorded without any script or any idea of direction, and it's a really I'm not good without a script. Like, I realize that, but I didn't feel like, because there is no concrete content here aside of my thoughts and my opinions and things, I figured, you know what, maybe this will not benefit from a script. But looking at it right now and where it's sort of gone all over the place, I think I should probably have done a script. But hey, then you get another Fay ramble, I guess. And I don't know, some people like that. It's funny, right? It's actually really funny because now I'm doing exactly the same thing that I'm being so after people for doing. I am setting higher or different standards for myself than I have for everybody else. Because I actually like to listen to people ramble. I like to hear their lines of thoughts. I like to hear how their mind works. I like to hear that they are human and that they are fallible and that they are relatable, and that I guess also maybe hearing that I'm not as alien from everybody else as I think I might be at times. Right? That other people can also have a line of thought that is sort of going in all directions at once and not really getting anywhere. So it's really tricky, right? It's really tricky how we do this all the time. We can be so harsh on ourselves and impose standards that we would never impose on other people, and push ourselves because we know what our 100% is. So we will always try to be our best selves or to deliver as best as we can. And if we succeed in doing that, then we will up the ante and we will sort of go, okay, then the next thing will have to be better. Like, I do this with drawings all the time. I make a drawing and I sort of go, okay, this was awesome. And then I go, how can I make this better? And in part, this is how you improve. But it can also fall into the pit of perfectionism, where I just get stuck. Where I just get, okay, so how do I make this better than the last thing I drew? This will have to be better than the last thing I made. And then I tell myself that, okay, so last time I pushed myself, I could get here. Now I have to get further. And then I end up stagnating, I end up procrastinating, I end up doing all sorts of other stuff because I know that whatever I have in my mind, it'll never be as good when I put it on the paper, right? So I have started to tell myself, if I can just do 80% or 70% of what I could do, then that's fine. You'll also see that that is one of the things I'm trying to do in my videos when I sketch or when I do stuff. I have tried to stop fretting over details. I've tried to stop correcting myself so much and just finish something. Like, fail faster. That was one of the best lessons I ever learned, and it has got nothing to do with any of the fields I ever studied. It comes from, I think, programming? Like, just get something to the point where you can check, does this work or not? Make something, do something, finish something, fail faster, and then do another thing. And I don't know, that became a bit of a rant, didn't it? But I think it is just, I'm trying a lot of different things to combat my own perfectionism. And I'm really trying to get into good habits that will allow me to finish something so that I feel like I'm progressing and so that I can see that I finished something. Because there's also something nice in finishing something, you know? And now this thing is finished. And I think it turned out pretty well. I like how she managed to look kind of serene, I guess. And, well, Fenrir didn't really turn out the way I wanted him to, but, well, failing faster, right? This is one version of this, and maybe in half a year I can do another and we can see how much I've improved. The point of this exercise isn't so much to make beautiful art, but to get better and more comfortable with the programs and with making stuff in general. Anyways, thank you so much for watching and have a really lovely day. Bye. So you stuck around, didn't you? Or, well, either that or this is on autoplay and you're now manically looking for your phone, trying to stop me from randomly praising you or saying something nice to you. I wouldn't blame you if you were, because a lot of us have a hard time taking praise. And this is actually a thing that I would like you to practice today with me. I am trying to get better at just receiving praise and not talking it down. It's easier to do in real life than it is to do in your head, but quite often when we receive praise or somebody says something nice, that we are either thinking, yeah, they have to be saying that, or we are thinking, yeah, that is awfully nice of you to say, meaning I am believing that you are being nice for saying this. I'm not quite sure if I'm taking it in. And you know, maybe today could be the day where you stop saying, oh, thank you, but I mean, and instead you said, oh, thank you, and meant it, and just took in the praise or the appreciation, and just also said that in your mind, not just out loud. Take it in. You're a great person, and you deserve good things, and have a really lovely day. Bye.